Welcome to Tech Tool Tuesday. Today is September 23rd, 2014. And today we're going to talk about Google Chrome, apps and extensions. If you have not been using Google Chrome as a browser as opposed to Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox, or there are others as well, you may want to consider Google Chrome. First of all, Internet Explorer tended to be the go-to for many years, but there have been lots of holes in the security, and it is advised not to use that particular browser, though sometimes it's the only browser that will open up certain pages because they were built that way. But the district has kind of pushed down Google Chrome, so we're going to look at how to use Google Chrome. And the neat thing is that with Google Chrome, we can enhance our functionality and our experience with that browser by using apps and extensions. So apps are basically websites, and you'll see how that works in a little bit. It allows you to access those websites right directly from your browser without having to go to another tab. And then extensions, which we're going to spend a little bit more time on, is looking at those little scripts that can actually go across websites and provide extra functionality for you. They are absolutely fabulous, getting the right ones that work for you. So that's what we're going to spend some time doing now, is going through a demonstration of that. So hang tight for just a second here. You can see now that we are in the Google browser, and it is Google Chrome as shown up here. I'm using a Mac, so it'll look a little differently on your PCs at work. I have not signed in, so in order to customize and control your Google Chrome, which means that it will go across all of your computers at home, here, on any computer that you have, as long as you're logged in. So if I sign into Chrome, and you should be doing this with a Google account, and I have my online Elwit one, so I will use that. And by the way, you can log in. I have a number of Gmail accounts or Google accounts, and you can have more than one user on an account. So let's take a little bit. So all of these are the extensions and apps that I have coming across my Google Chrome browser. And then they're also providing me all sorts of informational pages, which we're not going to look at, so we're going to close those out. And what I'm going to ask you to do, first of all, because you won't have any up here, is you go up here to this little three lines that are stacked, and you come down where it says Tools, and you go to Extensions. And although you won't have any on your list, if you scroll down to the bottom, here's where you can get more extensions. And you're basically taken to the Chrome Web Store, and this is where you can search for a particular extension, and like if you like some of the ones I'm going to show you today, or if you would prefer to just search by, let's just try putting in the weather. Whoops, got to spell it right. But if I put in the weather, it will pull up extensions and apps that are, and for that matter themes, that are based on someone's writing that have done that. I would always, make sure that they're free. Look for a high number of people that have downloaded these. So like Weather Underground is pretty popular, and that's always, if it comes from them, it's usually a pretty good thing to look at. But whatever you choose to do, you can always delete it. So you can play around with these, kind of like the apps on an iPad. So that kind of works out nicely for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to just be on my regular page, and I'm going to go to a new tab here, and I'm going to open up a website about Chrome extensions, because I want to demonstrate a couple of neat extensions. So we'll just go here to, let's see if Lifehacker does a better deal here. There we go. So we have a page here that has some information on it, and actually if you had pulled this up in another browser, you might have seen a lot of ads because I already have one called AdBlock that is blocking 7 um, ads on this page, and that is really cool that I don't have to be looking at all those ads, so I really enjoy that app. Another app that I like a lot is one called, well, let's just go this way, is one called Google, it's goo.gl URL shortener. And when you click on this one, what happens is it shortens this website. Instead of putting this whole website down, if you wanted to share this with someone, you can use a shortener. And it creates that shortener through goo.gl. It will copy it for you. So if you click here, you could copy it, and it's on a clipboard where you can then go to email and paste it into an email. You can also get that famous QR code. So I click here, got my QR code, and then I can access it so that I can copy and paste it and put it in the place that I would like to use it. So another extension that I like is called Pocket, and you do need to have an account with Pocket, but it's a very easy thing to set up. Whenever you find a web page, when you're browsing, this is a good way to sort of curate. I don't like it as well as other ones I'm going to show you, but this one I kind of use for if I need to save for reading in the future, or if I needed to do some other things with it, but I just couldn't do it right then. So it's a good way to save it. So I go to Pocket, and you only have to do this the first time, so I already count that I used. So this page was saved, and it did allow me, although I was way too slow, to put in a tag. So if I go over here to, let's say I want to save this page, I can go over here. It says, okay, what would you like to tag it as? We call it haiku or presentation. And I say save. And then on an iPad and on an iPhone and on the web, you can have the app, and you can go to getpocket.com. And these are all the things that I've saved. So I just saved these last two, so I can click here and it takes me right back to that web page. So if later on in the day I wanted to read it, or if you're on your iPad and you were offline, you can actually pull these up and read them. So that's a really nice advantage as well. All right. Actually, I should have left that. Okay, I have that one. So another one that I want to share with you is the awesome screenshot. So here, if I click this one, I have a lot of different choices of what I want to do, but let's just say I want to capture the entire page. You know how hard it is sometimes when you have to scroll down and you can't capture all of that information on the page. So I'm going to capture the entire page. And what's also really cool is you can now annotate this page. So if you wanted to share this with one of your students or a class, you could take and share with them what you want them to know. Let's do an arrow to this. Okay, this is what I want you to feature, blah, blah, blah. You go through it, you say done, and it prepares the image. You can either save it temporarily on their website, which I have not done. I usually just put mine right into Google Drive, and I save it as a file. There's another one that I'll show you where you can save as a PDF as well. You can print this, just really some nice options with using Awesome Screenshot. Okay. Another one that I want to show you, I know I'm going through these fairly quickly, but I wanted to just kind of give you an idea of some that I have found useful, is viewing this page in Clearly. Actually, since we have ad block now, it probably won't look any different, but it might take this off. Clearly is another, let's see. Clearly is another one that just takes the part that you want to read. So all that extra stuff, it takes it off. You just focus on what you need to read. What's nice about Clearly is that if you have an Evernote account, you can save it right into Evernote as well. So you have another way to keep track of any of the websites that you're interested in. Okay, let's go to another one that is, again, fairly similar. Let's see if I can go back to this. Okay, so now I go over here to Print Friendly and PDF. Click on that. And it allows me to print without all of the ads. I can also email it like this, and I can also save it as a PDF. So again, many options for using those kinds of web tools. I think those are the ones that I like the best because they help to enhance that web experience. But there's a couple of other ones that I want to mention. One of them is EasyBib. So if I click here, I can actually, if I were a student, I could actually cite this and use it as part of my bibliography. And one of the, this is using MLA formatting, which is not the one I normally use, but it does help me to say, okay, source type, well, yeah, it's content that's on the web. The article is how to, you always have to check these things to make sure they're right. It does not have the author, so I can actually put the author's name in here, Eric Ravenscraft. Oops. And the website title, Lifehacker URL. Yeah, do I want to display it? Yeah, I'll leave that on. Electronically published. I can put the date access. I can create the citation, and then I can go into my bibliography and be able to access that, which is right here, copy and paste, and put it into a paper if I were working on a paper that required citations in MLA format. So that one comes in handy for those for students or teachers using that. And then the other one I'm just going to mention because we have used Padlet before. This is Padlet Mini. This is actually, I guess I would call it more of an app than an extension, but it allows me to post this right to Padlet. So I'm on a web page. I want to share some websites on a particular topic with students on via the Padlet format, and I just click here. Oh, I have to log in on this one too. Page that I want to put to Padlet. It picks up the 2 Padlet pages that I had started and have not deleted so far, and I'm going to just post it, and I can now go to view, and I can see on my Padlet page there is the website that I saved. So again, kind of a neat function if you're working with students that you want to send some group things to. Okay, lots for you to explore. Remember, MIP point. Make sure that you send me a screenshot of your Chrome browser that shows the extensions that you've put up into your browser. And to do the screenshot, you probably will need to just do a print screen and then save that in a web document and send it to me. If you have any questions on how to do that, let me know. And I do have, and I will post this as well, leave this up, is a, whoops, that went too fast, is a couple of resources. These are not hyperlinked, but these are a couple of resources. They are not hyperlinked, but they will give you many more resources regarding extensions that were highly recommended for teachers or people in education. So hopefully you will do well with this and let me know if you have any questions or problems.